Complete sentences, the basic parts. In this video, I will explain how every sentence has a subject and a predicate. So those are the two basic parts of a complete sentence, the subject and the predicate. We will be matching subjects and verbs and then adding more words to make longer sentences. So here's the most important thing to remember. The predicate is everything that comes after the subject. So you'll notice that in all of my examples, just to keep it simple, in all of my examples I've put the subjects first. And then after the subjects, I've put verbs plus other words, right? So everything that comes after the subject, so the verb plus whatever other words that come after that, that's called the predicate. Right? So when we are talking about the basic parts of a sentence, we're talking about separating the subject from everything else that's in that sentence. All right, so in this little exercise here, remember we've got all the subjects are going to be on the left, and then all the predicates will be on the right, and the predicates will have verbs, right? Here in blue, I've got 4 verbs. Were, then I've got actually 2 here because you could do 2 things, meowed and worried. I've got a future tense verb here, will travel, then a present tense verb, helps. So something helps or someone helps, not sure, we'll figure it out. And then we'll be adding some black words. So again, all the subjects will be on the left, and then the predicates, everything that makes up the predicates, the verbs, and then the other words, will be on the right. Okay. Let's talk about these verbs, because the first thing that we're going to do is match up the subjects and verbs. So the subjects that we have here are in red. We have she, the cat, Robin and Frank, determination. All right, well, we know that determination isn't going to meow and worry. Probably unlikely that she or Robin and Frank will meow and worry. I bet the cat goes here. All right, that's what I would do. I would put the cat there. Now, this verb were, that is the past tense of the verb to be, and it has to go with a plural subject, right? So far we just have a sentence about the cat. We're going to make 3 other sentences that are going to be about someone or something else, right? And for a plural subject, we need to have more than one person or more than one thing. And out of these choices, we have she, we have Robin and Frank, and then we have determination. Well, the only thing that's plural here, the only time that we have more than one is Robin and Frank. And it's good to know that you can have more than one subject at the beginning of a sentence, right? So more than one person were something. Right? Then we've got she and determination. Well, determination doesn't travel, right? So we'll put it with helps. Determination helps something. We'll figure that out. And then the one that we're left with is she. Before I add the words, the black words to the end to make these sentences longer, you should know that these are all complete sentences because they have a subject and a verb, right? So this first sentence is about Robin and Frank. That's the subject, and the verb is were. The second sentence is about the cat, and the verb is meowed and worried. So the cat did 2 things, and that's fine. The cat could do as many things as you want. You could have as many verbs as you want. It might be a bit of a weird sentence, but you could. And then in this third sentence, she is a pronoun. So instead of using a female name, we're using this word she, which is a pronoun that we can use instead of a noun. So she will travel. So will travel is the verb. It's a verb phrase because when we talk about the future tense, or in this case this is called the simple future tense, we need two words to make the verb, and that's why we call it a verb phrase. Determination helps. Right? So this sentence is about determination. The subject of the sentence is determination. So a thing could be a concept. Determination is a concept, and the verb here is helps. So we do have 4 full sentences. Robin and Frank were. The cat meowed and worried. She will travel. Determination helps. But we can make the sentences better by adding on more words, especially this first sentence. I mean, you could just be, right? I could write a sentence, probably the simplest sentence that I could write would be, I am. Right? I am. You could say that. It's sort of like saying, you know, I'm just being here. You know, I am. I'm being. So in the same way you could say Robin and Frank were, but it's sort of a strange sort of sentence. So if we add words after the verb, it'll be a longer sentence, it'll be a better sentence. And then too, with number 2, the cat meowed and worried, well, we're wondering, what did the cat meow and worry about? Or maybe when did the cat meow and worry? Or maybe why did the cat meow and worry? Right? We're left wondering. She will travel. Well, obviously we're wondering where she will travel to, maybe, or when, or maybe both, right? And determination helps. Well, we could just say that determination helps in general, but we wonder what it helps with, or that sort of thing. So let's add to these. We have some words in black. Oh, you know, I think this one goes well with this here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Determination helps people when they face a challenge. That makes a really nice sentence. So let's see if we can match the third one up, and we can go in any order, you see. She will travel quite tired at the end of the day. She will travel to Toronto with her sister. Okay, that makes sense. The cat meowed and worried. Well, I'm thinking it's this one, after the human left. The cat meowed and worried after the human left. That's my favorite sentence out of these that I've made. Robin and Frank were quite tired at the end of the day. So you can see here we have longer sentences, and they're better sentences. Right? Robin and Frank were quite tired at the end of the day. The cat meowed and worried after the human left. She will travel to Toronto with her sister. Determination helps people when they face a challenge. Okay. So what we've done is put subjects and predicates together to make full sentences that are grammatically correct. That's what we've done. We have all our subjects on the left and all our predicates blue and black on the right. So if we look at number 1, the subject is Robin and Frank. The predicate is everything that goes after the subject. So the predicate is were quite tired at the end of the day. Number 2, the subject is the cat. The predicate is meowed and worried after the human left. Number 3, the subject is she. The predicate is will travel to Toronto with her sister. The 4th one, the subject is determination. The predicate is helps people when they face a challenge. Now, some of you might be wondering, is the subject always first? Does it always have to be first? No, it doesn't. I wanted to keep this video simple, so I didn't want to give you examples where the subjects of the sentences were in different places. So that's why I've put all the subjects first and all the predicates second for you in this video. So to finish off, this is what to remember. Number 1, a sentence must have a subject and a verb. Number 2, in all of these sentences, the subject is written first. It is possible for the subject to be somewhere else in the sentence, but these are just simple sentences. Number 3, the predicate includes everything that comes after the subject. I think I did a good job of explaining that. Number 4, you can think of the other words as helpers to explain more about what is going on. However, if you have been following along with this video series, then you will know some things, all right? You will know that each word in a sentence is a part of speech. You will know that each part of speech is used in a different way. And finally, you will know that capitalization and punctuation are also important when writing sentences. So this is the last video in my spelling and grammar video series. I thought it was appropriate to end here because if you've been following along, even watching the first few videos, I think you'd have a good idea of what makes a full sentence. And so now when I after I've explained this to you about how, a sentence has a subject and a predicate, you can sort of say, oh, okay, well, I can imagine other subjects that might start sentences, and when you tell me predicate, I think, oh, that's all the words that come after the subject. And then you might be thinking, well, I know what part of speech each of those words is from, and I know how everything works. So hopefully this whole video series has been helpful, and I'd like to thank anyone who watched any part of it, and we'll see what I come up with in the future.